Okay, Tony, I want to get paid now. What does pay me now, pay me later?
Well, in a way, I'm just going to build off of what James just discussed. Pay me now or pay me later is also about investing in yourself. These are the assumptions that we are working with in this example is a 25-year-old just out of school or trades. They are working on a plan to retire at 65. However, when I talk to 25s, they don't view 65 as a retirement age. They're actually viewing 45 or 50 instead of 65. So let's just, for this example, use 65.
Freedom.
In this example,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. And assuming that they're earning 5%
yep.
on their savings portion. We also make an assumption that a 25-year-old starts putting away $5,000 a year for 10 years. So altogether, it's $50,000 that they've saved, and then they, what I call it, letting it cook till they're 65. They don't touch it; they just leave it at for 10 years. They put it in for 10 years, and the rest of the time it just builds on its own through the compound effect, and they'll build up a nest egg of about $285,000 at 5%. Now, however, this is not a typical model per se, because majority of 25-year-olds, they want first to buy a car, a nice car, then they worry about paying off their educational debts, then they look at marriage and the cost of a wedding, which in some places that I've seen around Toronto that are just crazy numbers, and then praying they can afford a down payment on a house plus the mortgage payments. And as soon as they have those mortgage payments, they have this fixation that let's pay this down as fast as we can, because that's the way we should be doing things. Well, not necessarily, and we can discuss that at another time. Then comes the baby, and not only the diapers with the baby, but the education savings plan. So they end up delaying serious savings to at least 45, or in some cases that I've been seeing lately have been mid 50s and or longer or older. The strategies we're showing now, even though I'm using examples of younger people, I don't want the older people to fret, because we can always come up with a strategy for you as well. It'll just be a little bit different. So going back to this example, they save $50,000 and they get $285,000 at age 65.
Wow, incredible. Yeah, I had someone reach out to me after our afternoon webinar, and when you mentioned that whole 25 pay off get the car, pay off the education, everything else, they said you pretty much mapped out their life. that's where they were on that path. So maybe we can correct that. But yeah, I mean, we've been programmed by our experiences, and we discussed this back with Spender Saver Wealth Creator, where we are a product of our environment. And by the way, that's available on QBFS TV for those who missed it. And parents telling us to pay cash, carry no debt, to pay off the house, pay everything off. And we just showed that there's a better way to do that. Unfortunately, life happens, it gets in the way, and that's why people delay this savings process.
And that's why I say, even these slogans we hear about, save early and often, program us. However, it's very hard to really put it together. I actually have a client that he did retire at 55 and very well off, because he actually did do this, saved early. What about financial plans that people only need 60% of pre-retirement income? If that's so true, that's what everyone's saying at these financial institutions, try to live on 60% today and see how that feels. Going back to our example here, that $50,000 that you only had to put in over 10 years initially, if you were at 25, if you started saving at 45, it actually changes, and you're going to have to actually put away $8,220 a year for 20 years to get the result of $285,000. So it's over $164,000 you're going to have to save just to get to the same endpoint as if you would have put 50,000 in when you were younger. That's over 3 times what you needed at the beginning when you started at 25. It's a huge difference, without even complicating the issue of inflation, which really throws a monkey wrench into everything.
Yeah, that is a huge difference. 5,000 to 8,200. That's like 60% increase in your annual contribution. and then you have to stretch that out for 20 years. So I guess it's amazing what a 10-year delay does to your retirement and what you need to put away. As I said this afternoon, more people need to see this. We have to educate our children better, and even the people that are still working. Our education system has failed us in financial literacy, and it's unfortunate. Anyway, off my soapbox. Okay, Pam, any questions here so far?
Yeah, we have a question from Peter, and he would like to know, is it ever too late to start?
Tony?
No, it's never too late to start. It's better to start than not starting. And really, it's sitting down with us or any of your financial advisors and really mapping out where you want to be. But we have a different solution than everyone else does. So I'm very confident in the uniqueness, because we really look for those hidden gems, those where you're spending money unknowingly and unnecessarily, and then realigning it to benefit you and make it better. So yeah, you could start. It's never too late to start.
Yeah, and I liked some of your ads on LinkedIn where it says a plan is for your needs, which is your basics, but a strategy is for your wants. And I know as an individual, we always I do anyway, gravitate to what we want as opposed to just our needs. So that's an aside. But if I can ask a question, I'll repeat something from this afternoon. And this was a good question from a participant. Why hasn't anyone showed this to us before?
Well, this is what I get all the time as well. I have clients that come up to me and say, no one's ever showed me this. Why didn't I know about this? And I go, it's out there, other than we all get programmed, and we get programmed by the big institutions that this is the way they are. Isn't it funny that you never have enough money? That when I was working for the larger institutions, it was funny when I did financial plan, the people never had enough money. They had to always double down and everything else. But when you really think about it, what's the financial institution doing? They're actually making money off of you putting money away. So they want to encourage you to put more and more and more, whether it's right or wrong. That's what they do. And that's basically something that I look at, that this stuff is it's straightforward, yet no one's talking about it because it doesn't benefit anyone's pocketbook.
Yeah, they make you put away so much money, and at the end of the day, they still want you to live off of 60%.